Morton changed the game with hydrogel technology. More carbs, less stomach trouble, and no mess. Try the gels the pros use and get 20% off your first order with code LRMorton2025 at morton.com. The second mountain showdown between Vingegaard and Pogacar. Would it be a showdown at all? This finishes on Valmenier 1800. The clues in the name, the climbs before a higher Col de la Madeleine, Col de la Croix de Fer, a bit of a valley, and then the Valmenier. These are about a 1 hour, and then a 45-minute climb. The first two are harder, brutal stage, even though it's only 132 kilometers long. We didn't really have coverage until the end of Croix de Fer. Kuss, Armirel, VPP, Healy got in a break. UAE controlled that with Soler, and then Pollitt on the Croix de Fer before Visma must have accelerated. The gap to the breakaway was 2 minutes. It goes down to 20 seconds. Bardet is able to survive that breakaway with his teammate pulling in. Pogacar's isolated. The first images we have of the GC group, and this isn't much of a GC group. We have Florian Lipovitz in there, Louis Manches, but I can't see Eddie Dunbar nor Louis Barret. They'd lose a lot of GC ground today. Tobias Johannesson survives again. Santi sprints Sergio Higuita for the KOM points at the top of Croix de Fer, but then we got a pretty quick descent for 5Ks or so, then it levels off. It's a step descent. Jorgensen paces over the top, and so Pogacar's got no teammates in front, and we're waiting to see how far are they behind. Kuss is behind, just waiting on the descent as well. Van Hils was really, really good today, actually, for Lipovitz, and Remco was looking okay. He's on the wheel. Sivakov waits. He's about 40 seconds behind. He waits for the Movistar boys. They got 3 here with Enric Mas, and he's going to wait for them and let them do the descent. I assume we didn't actually have images of that group on the descent. But on the descent, Pogacar wasn't happy with Visma Lease bike pushing it. Bardet attacked on the descent out of the breakaway, drops everybody there, and takes time on this descent. Beautiful descent from him. It's maybe his last breakaway, unless tomorrow he can get in the break again. He'll try again tomorrow, but he's gone pretty much every day trying to win a stage. It hasn't worked out yet. This is his last professional race. His father was watching at the finish, but Pogacar looks relaxed. No teammates, but to be honest, no dramas. I mean, he's still getting a draft. He's not had to close any attacks. It's a valley. It's looking fine for Tadej Pogacar. The gap grows to Bardet. Begins to look okay for him, but when Sivakov returns, Tullet hands Vingegaard a bid on. Tullet also came back with that Sivakov group. He doesn't immediately look to take control. What UAE want to do is to wait for Wellens and Soler and whoever, Narvaez, to come back so they can set up a train like yesterday. But Tullet attacks, and Remco Evenepoel responds, which necessitates a response from Movistar, but also Pavel Sivakov, because, he can't let Remco go up the road in a valley like this with Visma. He then starts trying to set a little bit of a pace. He went to get on the radio, then Kuss hits him. So he tried to set like a steady pace, a bluff pace, so that UAE could come back again. And he looks at Kuss like, come on, making my life harder than it needs to be, and chases him down. So Sivakov has no option to forestall the attacks. He basically just starts drilling it. That's bad news for Romain Bardet. Not that he was going to make the breakaways. Don't win. They don't win anymore. When Visma and UAE are lining up against each other, pretty much the last one that won was Carapaz on Super Dev Louis, and he did like 1,000,000 watts to do that. But Pogacar, with Sivakov drilling it on the front, keeping it in a line, he has to go and get his own bid-ons, which, again, is not really any bother. It was actually quite a long time from the top of Croix de Fer to the base of Valmenier 1800, and Valmenier 1800 is easier than the last two climbs. It's like 6.8%. There's some flatter sections. The first 10Ks are 7.2%. So Sivakov was, if yesterday Wellens was the MVP, I'd say today Sivakov was the MVP for UAE Team Emirates. He starts to set a pace on that climb. But Bruno Armirel, who'd been in the break, he gets the orders from the man that could almost be his son. That's not true. That would be weird. But he gets the orders from Paul Seychelles, who's 18 years old, and to start pacing. But Kuss has other ideas again. He goes again, and now Sivakov has to respond. Well, actually doesn't have to respond. I mean, Sepp Kuss is on like 20 minutes on GC, but he starts to pace. They obviously don't want Visma throwing riders up the road. But Sivakov's pace is not like clawing back Kuss. he's dropping people. We see gaps. Jorgensen gone. The other GC leaders, apart from Remco and Lipovic, gone. And when Pogacar gets the elbow flick from Sivakov, he attacks. Attack is the best form of defense, and drops Vingegaard quicker off the wheel today than yesterday. Would the gap be even bigger? Would it be the same gap? Vingegaard looks behind. You can see the speeds they're doing. It's crazy. The speeds they go up like 7-8%. Is crazy, and the gap is immediately 7-8 seconds. Remco's in a third group with Tobias Hallen-Johannesson, who's not pulling, and it looks like Vingegaard stalled, but then actually it looks like the gap is stable again. He's not far behind Pogacar. The gap went out quicker yesterday. He's got Lipovic in tow, so is it like the Jouplan of 23? Is he coming back? Vingegaard seems a little bit preoccupied with Lipovic on his wheel. Maybe he's worried that Lipovic was going to flick him, but like Lipovic wasn't bluffing. He couldn't pull. Yeah, he's getting dropped here on a flatter section. He was just trying to do his pace. So Vingegaard nearly gets across, and then that was it. Pogacar goes again, or maybe just holds the same pace, and Vingegaard has to recover, and the gap goes from 7 seconds to 20. Quick, smart. Tadej Pogacar in cruise control on the Valmienne. 1800, basically then holds the gap at 20 to 24 seconds for the majority of this climb, riding within his limits and putting out a big marker. If yesterday was a more dominant performance in terms of time gain, but when you take the two stages collectively, the short climb yesterday, 20 minutes after, not a high mountain stage. Today, Madeleine, Croix de Fer, bang, isolated, didn't matter. Pogacar knocks it down after with a K left to start the active recovery before the stage is even finished, and wins his second consecutive Dauphiné stage, third one this week. Vingegaard on 14 seconds closer today, but the result is the same. Pogacar extending his GC lead, winning the stage, and showing that he is the favourite for the upcoming Tour de France. Winning by 14 seconds, Lipovic on 1:21, Johannesson 2:26, Evenepoel 2:39, then Tullet, Mas, Buchmann, Rodriguez, and Guillaume Martin. Here is what the current world champion had to say after the race.
You were never worried, even when you were on your own and Visma had 4 riders?
It was they attacked on towards the top of La Croix de Fer, and then I think they want to drop me on the downhill. They went a little bit dangerous first couple of kilometers on the down, and I did not like that, but it's modern cycling, and then when Paul came back, Paul took over the control again. It was all fine, and on the last climb, we just Paul said that he cannot do much longer, and he prepared me for attack, and I just committed because I didn't want any attacks from behind.
In terms of GC 101 before tomorrow's mountain stage, is plenty of a gap for the strongest rider in the race. Lipovic 2:21 is a lovely buffer for him on the podium. He didn't expect a podium even when he took time in the breakaway earlier this week, but tomorrow we have like a 9k, 10k, 7% climb to Mont-Cenis. It's harder than it looks tomorrow's stage, but I doubt the GC order should change. Hope you enjoyed the recap, and I'll see you with the video tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.